Hello and welcome to my presentation on food deserts and their influence on obesity. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So I want to begin by stating my research question. My research question is, how does food deserts influence obesity rates and physical activity? First, let's start off by discussing what exactly are food deserts. By definition, food deserts are defined as low-income areas in which residents have poor access to healthy foods. It is known that people living in food deserts are at a higher risk for obesity, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Because of their location, there is limited access for healthy foods and easier access for cheaper foods, which are higher in calories, which increases their chances of poor health. When examining the food environment, natural environment, and social environment, food deserts fall under the food environment category, as it includes elements that influence the food available and food choices to choose from and consume. And I quote, a natural environment that does not encourage physical activity and limits access to healthy foods increases obesity. Now, let's compare the United States' obesity rates to Australia's obesity rates. As seen in the graphic, the United States' percentage of obese adults are 36%. Australia's percentage of obese adults are 29%, and these are as of 2020. In the graphic on the left, Australia is the country highlighted in black. So now that we know that these obesity percentages are different in these two countries, let's discuss cultural and policy differences between the United States and Australia. In 1990, the Department of Health in Western Australia started a 5-year commitment to encourage fruit and vegetable consumption, emphasizing the need to eat more fruit and vegetables. In this country, the entire fruit and vegetable industry was involved through information sharing, consultations, working groups, and joint promotions. On the cultural level, in Australia, they consume less processed forms of foods and have more whole food options. Also, it's easier access to fruits and vegetables through markets as a result of the 1990 campaign. They tend to have smaller portions and plate sizes. However, both cultures tend to eat 3 meals a day in the forms of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. While examining past research on this issue, I concluded that there is a correlation between food shopping behaviors and body mass index. In 2018, health experts in South Carolina concluded that higher BMI levels are associated with primarily shopping at a supercenter as a main grocery store compared to primarily shopping at supermarkets, which are actually associated with lower BMI levels. Another conclusion from past research is that young adults' parents and friends play a role in relation to eating behaviors and physical activity. A 2016 study looking at low-income African American food desert neighborhoods in Baltimore revealed that parents have a distinct role when it comes to eating behavior and physical activity in children. This comes in the form of designing health-positive rules, managing the food coming into the home, and being a role model for physical activity. Other social influences such as friends, aunts, teachers, and doctors have specific but more limited roles in this area. After studying research, these are the ways in which I will intervene obesity in United States food deserts. To prevent obesity in food desert locations, I will intervene by 1. Implementing physical activity and exercise by way of weightlifting and conditioning, starting with 1 hour, 5 times per week, Monday through Friday. Also, I will promote nutritional education by reading food labels to avoid high fat and high sugar foods. Now, I didn't just make these 2 recommendations off the strength of me just thinking it. These recommendations are influenced and supported by evidence. In 2018, the Department of Public Health Science at Clemson University and the School of Public Health at the University of South Carolina performed an intervention called the Faithful Families Cooking and Eating Smart and Moving for Health intervention. This showed that a combination of physical activity and food literacy can be effective at increasing and improving individual healthy behaviors in low-income rural communities. Their intervention was successful by way of increasing self-efficacy with physical activity and healthy eating. Also, by instilling cooking confidence. Communities with poor food literacy, which is what we see in food desert locations, need more than just education to improve eating behaviors. Adding in physical activity and exercise can be another step in preventing obesity in these areas. Here I have attached an informative video on food deserts. Enter the web URL to watch. Here is a list of references and research used to influence my intervention on obesity in U.S. food deserts. Thanks for watching.